Am I in Mercurial world? What's going on, Soccer Loco? DK Nemo here today for the first time ever with the new Nike Mercurial 360 Vapor and Superfly in hand and shortly on foot. What I'm super excited for is to try these things on, kick around, score a couple goals, take a few touches, and see what's so great about this new release. Because for the first time ever, both of these, the Vapor and Superfly, are completely Flyknit. I cannot wait to get these things on my feet. First time trying these babies on, I will let you know what I think momentarily. Alright, well, as regular subscribers to this channel know, my feet are of the wider variety, but despite that, I would say these things fit quite nicely. Let's see, they're light, I'll tell you that much straight away. But let me get to my feet, take a few touches, and come back with further analysis.
Good Lord, my grandmother's back.
Look, man, I don't need to pull anything today. They feel great. I mean, one thing that's really cool about these cleats is that the sole plate is split, and I'm putting all my weight really on this front traction sort of section. And so far so great. I mean, I haven't had to pivot or turn just yet, but as far as like, you know, straightforward motion, I'm loving it. First reaction, so these are the Vapors, low cut, not quite as tall, but similarly to the Superfly, obviously the fit around, I guess the bones, the metatarsals of my foot itself, it feels snug. It definitely feels as though this thing is right up against my skin where I need them to be. And obviously the same sole plate, but really it's kind of like more breathable on the ankle. I feel like the core of the pressure that I feel is in my heel right here, as far as like where the cleat is actually hugging me. But yeah, I like them. They're comfortable. I mean, like I said, even with me having a somewhat wide foot, like, you know, I've got these things on no problem. Fast AF. Fast AF. This was fun. I just put a few balls in the top corner, a few more in the bottom corner, one or two wide of the mark, but that's to be expected with a new pair of cleats. They're not quite broken in yet, but my goodness, I'm in love. I really enjoyed kind of kicking around with these. Obviously, I just kind of had like a relatively robust workout. I don't know that I was expecting such a thing, but it's nice to be able to try on a pair of cleats for the first time and feel as though they've been mine for a very long time. So both the Vapor and Superfly, for me, like I said, fantastic cleats. The traction, I really enjoyed. You know, the same sole plate, right, on each one. Like I said, these bladed studs, I think really gave me, and if anything, I think maybe my wide fit maybe helped because there's just so much like surface area. It really sort of focused, I think, the direction of my thrust when it went down to, you know, like actually pushing off the ground. I felt like these studs sticking into the ground as far as like my initial takeoff, and as soon as I pulled away, as soon as I went to go raise my foot, they just came straight away. It was great, it was fantastic. I felt like I was taking off. When it comes to the fit overall, like I said, the Vapor versus the Superfly, very similar, very, very similar. If you look at where that ankle guard comes in, there isn't a ton of difference. We're talking about maybe an inch and a half, I'd say at most, at the peak. But what you can feel, like I said, with this dynamic fit collar is just the level of security. You feel its presence, but it's not overwhelming. It's not the type of thing that would suffocate your ankle or anything like that. Like I said, for me, the Vapor, I think maybe it actually felt a little bit better just because I tried on the Superfly first, and going from Superfly to Vapor, I felt the absence of that collar that little bit more. And that was just something for me, I would consider it favorable. Flyknit, ACC, all conditions control. These things are layered in the stuff. If you look very closely, there are some ridges, some kind of like speed lines in there. And I actually felt a little bit of drag on the ball when I went to go curl one in the top corner. That was a cool little feature. I'm sure if you're the type of person who receives the ball with the outside of the foot, or if you can, hit that little turn, that'll be in handy. That'll come in handy when you're out there on the field. So in my current everyday life, I actually have a pair of the Superfly 5s, which I love. I truly do. I have the AG version. But, what I would say comparing this cleat to what I've previously worn and what I currently own myself, it just felt like a little bit lighter. I don't know how they continue to come out with additions that are better and better and better, but this one felt lighter. It felt cleaner. Like I said, my touch on the ball, the ball just felt that much more closely to me. All in all, I'll give these cleats A+, 10 out of 10. Both Vapor and Superfly. If you don't have them, you probably are doing something wrong. What I would recommend is that if you don't have these, go find your nearest Soccer Loco retail store or computer. Go to soccerloco.com, get yourself a pair of these things. You'll be a better person for it. Oh yeah, I could be Neymar one day. One day. One day. One day.